Okay, hi everyone. We are the first group. Welcome back to the real world from your zones. Yeah, we're a two-man team, and I'm going to the computer to play the game while he's explaining what it's about.
Okay, so the game is called Grounded, and it's about a teenage boy who has to navigate this really unfair mazes. It's a puzzle game. And the main mechanic is that you can flip gravity, and yeah, so it's side-scrolling, obviously. You can only move left or right and flip the gravity. And another thing is, if you look at a crate and then flip the gravity, you flip the gravity for that crate also, and all crates behind that crate. So you can flip multiple crates. And yeah, the goal is always to get to the end of each level, which gets pretty tricky after a while. So, push
Was that the easiest way to solve this problem? It's more complex than it looks.
Another feature we have are lasers. Lasers can be blocked by crates, and you obviously die when you jump to a laser, like that. So yeah, you have to use the crates to block the lasers and the trick is to turn away from the crates when you don't want to flip them, because they only flip when you look at them. Yeah. We also have two other features which are pretty late in the game. I don't know if we will reach them.
I don't know either.
So there are buttons that can push levers in and out, and there are
1 more minute.
yeah, and there are breakable floors where when you throw a crate on it from a higher distance, they break. That's about it, I think. So yeah, it gets difficult after a while.
Yeah.
That's our nice game. We made it for programmers, so we didn't really have an artist, but Tobias was our artist programmer. And yeah, I guess we just was playing. Stefan's playing and showing up the game. I don't know what to talk about 3 minutes. It's yeah. The game is about you have to change the view to get a connection. And if you have the connection, the character will move automatically. So the only thing you can control as a player is the camera with the two axes. So diagonal and horizontal. And as you can see, the character is walking from the waypoints by itself. And it's highlighted green, as you can see up there. The connection is linked, and he will find his way. Yeah, we have amazing sound. Normally start with second level. Yeah. Ah, yeah, that's great. Yeah, that's pretty much it. By changing the view, we get a connection, and I have no idea what else to tell you. It was very nice doing this. We did sleep very less.
But basically we also have enemies. The domino stone up there. If you touch it, it will kill you. You have 3 lives. And well, if you die, you can start over again. So we're done with that. And
yeah, we took one of them out, one of the enemies, because it was very hard. So we couldn't beat it.
I don't think it's mandatory.
I can have no sound in the second level. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So, questions? How the hell does that work? How the hell does that work?
How the hell does that work? Yeah, that's a very good question. We just put together our brains, and I always call it the last 2 days our weirdo game, because it's kind of weird. The guessing behind it is kind of weird, but finally it works, and my team colleagues don't like me to call it weirdo game. So.
Basically works because it's a matter of view, literally.
It's a matter of view, and it's a, yeah.
Thank you.
It works mathematically.
Greetings, fellow ANT. Greetings, fellow ANT. You have made it. You have been born into the world of ANT-TENA. Your fellow queen needs your service. Quickly find food and bring it to the nest. You will find yourself rewarded with a pleasant surprise.
As you can probably guess by the lack of visuals, our game has none. We are actually aiming to make a game for blind people, mostly to fit the inclusive category on the thing, and just because it seemed like a really great idea to match the theme of you can't see things as they are. And we didn't read the second half, we got bored.
So instead of using our usual visual sense to see things on a common daily basis, we try to challenge the player to rely on his other physiological channels and perceive his surroundings by
relying on like everyday senses
like,
that are not visual.
Hearing, and we also have haptic feedback by the controller. It will vibrate if you bump into a wall. Yeah, and it's not only for blind people, but we wanted to make it accessible to people who have certain disabilities. We also plan on doing subtitles to make it accessible for
Listen with your heart.
So there are several mechanics throughout the game and kind of missions, but the game is not so much to like do something. It's more about experience, just experiencing the world, getting in touch with it. So it's kind of an experimental game and just learning how to behave within the world. So do you want to talk about that?
Oh yeah, one other thing about the game is from the name ANT-TENA, it's designed, you're an ant basically. You start off underground in the darkness, and that's where we got the inspiration for the fact you can't see. A lot of the missions are based around following other ants, and you can have this. One of the things we did do with the game is it requires a controller with force feedback as well as headphones, because you have to navigate by those sensors, and so we sort of had to choose specific hardware just to enable that.
At the beginning, it will be unusual to you and very uncomfortable, but you will adapt to the way it has to be played. And we already tested it, and we also got the feedback. and with time it becomes easier, and it will be a very, I think so, it will be an illuminating experience to rely not on your vision, which is our primary sense, but on listening, stereo, and feeling.
So some of the other things that you have to do within the game is like find other ants and bring them back to the nest. You also have to get them to trust you. So the ways that we did that was you have to mimic them. For example, they will have a sound pattern, and you can copy their sound pattern. If you copy them correctly, they will follow you. But if you make the pattern wrong, then they will leave you. So you have to try and get as many ants to stay with you and follow you back to the nest. So that's one of the other mechanics of the game.
To get a better impression of it, I would really suggest you to try it yourselves later.
Find the best doctor.
That's it.
Hey guys, we are the team Batman, and we are proudly presenting our game Breaking Bad. And I think we shouldn't tell you too much because I think when we start a game, you can realize what the idea was behind this this concept. And imagine yourself as a bat. The bat can only see the things in black and white and send out these signals. And in the game, you can do it via a button, and you can find your other bats with the help of this single sense, I would say. And we've built a 4-player game. At the moment, it is a co-op game because you have this big cave, and you have to find the other bats with the help of your signal. And we're planning some kind of versus mode also, but maybe we should do this in the future. And maybe we can start the game so everyone sees what I'm talking about.
Yeah, the models are amazing.
So at the beginning you can choose your character. At the moment we have only 2, but yeah, just start. Just start again. You can shoot all the light balls and enlighten the environment a little bit. And with this help, you can find the other players in some way. And then, if you are near to each other, you see these lines between yourselves. And then, yeah, it's very hard. You have to connect each other. And if you are connected for some time, you have one game.
Yeah.
And I only can say that you should try it on yourself. And I want to thank the team because it was a very great experience and we achieved all we wanted to do, and it was a very nice game.
All right. So in this game, each player has a role, and each role has its predator and its prey. So in order to be really simplistic, we just use the classical rock, paper, scissors representation here. So yeah, so that the scissor hunts the paper hunts the rock. But if you shoot your predator, you actually be healing your predator instead of causing damage to him. And the twist here is that you actually can pick up power-ups and switch your role. So when everything gets unlocked, you just pick a power-up and yeah, now paper is fucking. But then it happens, someone dies, and it all starts over again. So we really aimed for something local multiplayer, fast-paced, hectic, crazy. But in reality, it's all about perceiving a self-place in the world based on how the other place in the world is. Alright? It's very deep. And so yeah, it's very emotional. And it's really fun. So I really encourage you guys to play it afterwards and treat people, treat friends up there. So that is it.
Well, we had a pretty simple idea at the beginning. We wanted to experiment a little bit with physical interfaces, and we tried to build a physical interface, a special physical interface for a game with an Arduino and some sensors, but that didn't go well. So we had to begin from scratch Saturday morning. And the idea was basically take the concept of changing of perspectives and trying to take the theme and do something with it. And so that's why we have two players. The idea is that there are two players at the same time, in the same position, but in two parallel universes. So you're playing. It looks like you're playing at the same place, but you have to avoid. Each player has to avoid the obstacles from the color from the other player. So the red player has to avoid the blue obstacle, and the blue player the red obstacle. And then you have pickups, which give you, that one makes you bigger, for example. Then there's one that makes you smaller. Smaller is easier, bigger is harder. Then there's pickups that make your opponent go slower. There's some pickups that make your opponent's controls to go backwards. So there's mechanics that make your play easier, and some mechanics that make your opponent's play harder. And so lastly, the thing is that, well, we had this idea of having two players simultaneously in two different universes. So we weren't able to implement that, but we had the idea of at the end the two players become one, and there's some kind of way of calculating the control of one character or one chip in the game, beginning with data from two controllers, from two players. But we weren't able to reach that goal. But that's it.
So I will probably start. Since we had this perception and how we perceive world theme, we have decided that we will build just world that's not intended as anything, and it's very abstract and full of patterns, and what do you see in those patterns is basically how do you experience the game, and everything is procedurally generated, including the music. So maybe something about music.
Yeah, well, we decided, because we're a team of 3 programmers and we can't really do art, we decided to go for procedural generations, and we decided, we decided to go all the way, so the music is also procedurally generated, and we actually don't use any samples, it's all done in Unity with math functions and all the output stuff. Yeah, and I guess the point of the game is pretty much watching, so we can't really talk much else about a lot. more about it. So.
Okay, so basically the objects are generated as bunch of voxels that are randomly put together, and then game of life in 3D is simulated on them, so they create something, and then they are joined together using standard joints, and each of the parts can have a different function. We have like different functions for them, like rotation or jumping or changing color or playing music or whatever. And basically the idea with the voxels is that it should somewhat resemble a Rorschach test, where you have like ink patterns, and what you see in the ink pattern somehow describes to experience psychoanalysis that you're a psycho or whatever. So something like this is in this game. So basically it's just about like you going around and seeing stuff nobody saw before, because everything is generated as you start the application.
So did you have no idea what it's going to look like?
I could restart
to reset. It could have generated PS.
My guess at some of the functions currently attached to these objects, like some change the color, some change the color and contact somebody else.
It was a predator who killed prey, by the way.
And it's kind of glitchy, but that's kind of the point.
What are they doing?
Well, that's the body and the joint.
Are you sure that should be shown on camera?
Tobias,
actually, no.
It's what you perceive that they are doing, what they are doing. They are not meant to do anything. It's
Write
just
everybody down.
Because everybody's doing it.
Are you sure this is the horror game? Because this is some creepy, inhumane stuff in there.
Yeah.
Maybe, if you want it to be.
Yeah.
Maybe that reflects on how your mind perceives it.
Ah.
There's
yeah.
a stripped version for Xbox. We're going to
so
take that up
later we will be showing it in Oculus Rift, so in like virtual reality.
So okay. It's immersed fully.
Well, thanks everyone for coming. I'm Matthias, this is Max, and we've been working for the last 2 days on MagnifiCat and And this is the best SpaceCat-based space simulator in this entire gen. So this is MagnifiCat, and MagnifiCat has the mission to collect the crystals inside this procedurally generated asteroid field. And this has basic space flight control, so we can fly around. Here we have one of the crystal thingies. And the basic idea is to explore this environment and see how far you can make it without being shot by all the sentries which are around it.
Lady Admiral SpaceCat?
Yes, Lady Admiral SpaceCat is in contact with us. She is our supervisor. And we can explore this, and she always gives us missions which are right now collecting things. Collecting crystals which are inside the asteroid field. Yeah, we have the next one. There are a few space stations littered around, and the entire thing is generated on the fly every time, so it's always a unique experience. And there are a bunch of sentries sitting around, and they are very dangerous. They start shooting. But luckily you can hide yourself, because now the thing comes down. You basically disguise yourself as an asteroid, and then the enemies won't see you, which is a pretty nice feature, but it's only limited time, so you can only disguise yourself for 7 seconds until your cat wants to get out and you have to meow again. You can also meow without a disguise. They also have to meow out of these. It's a pretty fun game, it's fun to run around there, and it's a nice game. in Nyanko-Wan. Now Max will take over and talk a little bit about the art style. And what we think. No! No art style. Like you can play. Want to talk about the art style?
No. Any questions?
Alright. I know about the art style. It's a nice. We went for a low poly thingy where it's not really about textures. It's just like a 3D pixel art. How we think about it, and it's very efficient, especially with the colors. With the nudge of we use yellow, violet, purple contrast. Kind of like. That's pretty much it. Any questions? Keep playing. This is a band called boss fight. We're using the
Benjamin, and we've created a two-players multiplayer game where two players control one character and move through a world, but communicating where to go is not the only thing that they need to do. There's also...
Because this is the tree of life, but the tree of life is sick and you will meet creatures and you don't know if they're good or bad, so if they will harm you or they need your help.
So actually we two are controlling the same player. So I'm controlling it with the gamepad and Benjamin is controlling it with the keyboard. And if I say please go left and Benjamin says please go right, we are not moving at all. So we have to communicate on the direction and also have to communicate what we see. Because what I see must not necessarily be what Benjamin sees.
Because we're playing on two screens, so yeah.
So I can see an evil shark there, Benjamin. Can you confirm?
Yep, evil.
Okay, let's do it. So let's have a look around. Kind of empty space here. Oh, there's one. It's nice. The upper one.
The upper one looks evil to me, so.
So maybe we can cover it maybe just a little bit. Oh no, please don't take it. It looks nice to me, so please let's find another one.
Ah, okay.
So let's just ignore this one button. This one kind of looks weird, but yay!
It's a friendly one.
So
what you can see right now is that we are playing on two screens. So you're just seeing one screen.
Oh, they killed the friendly one.
Oh, excellent.
You're just seeing one
because
screen.
They didn't communicate.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
It's evil?
So maybe we should kill it.
No, we lost.
Questions?
Yes. Please. Yeah, does good beat evil?
Evil beats good, so if one player sees an evil creature, it's evil. And it's in disguise for the other one.
What?
So between you have complete information.
Yeah, between us there's complete information, but as we don't share a screen, we have to
communicate
verbally.
Thank you very much.
This is a game I made with a friend Michael. Unfortunately, he had to leave soon to take a train back to Frankfurt, so I am presenting. Michael did the graphics, I did the coding, and it's called O-greater than. It's it is okay. So let's see how to play. It's a strategy game. There's a battle between two armies: the yellow army and the red army. So you will see there's these soldiers that will enter the battlefield to fight. They are controlled by the computer. You don't control them. So what you control is this floating orb that can go around the battlefield, and you, with the mouse, you decide where you look at. And the thing is that you can decide or affect who wins the battle. The one you look as the one you're affecting. So the thing is that the biggest one will win to the smallest one, but once you are looking at, oops, sorry about that. Well, when you're looking at someone, it turns the same size as you are. That's it. So let's start the game. So as you can see, there are these guys walking around and fighting with each other. And this thing on top here is who's winning. So right now the yellow team is winning, but I will. So when okay, let's see. If someone comes, I'm controlling this orb, and I can point around. And okay, so here it seems that the red can win, but if I look at the orange, now it turns big. So if I look away, it turns small. So let's make him win. Go on. And 1 point for the yellow team. And well. Smaller, so you lose this, and slowly, supposedly, if you're not cheating. And the yellow bar is filled up, and finally, the yellow wins. And this represents actually the orb, and the laser thing that comes from the orb is the arrow. That's why the name of the game is O-greater than. It's available on Windows, Linux, Mac, on Android as well, on the phone, not on the brief yet, so...
But you can look at things done in 3D on the room.
So are you ready for the ultimate battle, the decisive battle between which country has the best snack? So it's going to be the Dutch versus the Germans. So we have the frikandel versus the bratwurst. And it's about trying to run over the base of your opponent. So you have these minions that spawn on your side and you try to overrun the base of your other.
Okay, nice.
And you can convert minions to your side. So let's just start.
DJ Polenstak, Junge! Was ist denn? Hey!
Do you want to say anything?
So I don't know if anybody has some questions. for different countries.
How many countries do you have?
These two guys.
One for each country.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So you can set up already.
So which country?
Sorry?
Which country is you?
I didn't apologize.
Somebody had to do the Holland stuff.
Yeah, your disguise is brilliant.
Somebody had to do the Holland stuff. I didn't know it was cut the whole time.
So we are a team of 5. We developed this game in the last 2 days, and it's a shooter, tower defense, curling kind of game.
Yeah.
It's a 2-player game with the same machine. You can stop play, so
yeah.
so that's okay. And the idea is that there are these two planes. They can build turrets. The turrets fight each other, invest in the color, and you can die. You can switch the color of your army, and you can push the troops around, and your main weapon recharge over time. And you decide to use this time to or change color or shoot a very powerful weapon.
The damage depends on the color, since there is a priority system between turrets. The yellow ones attack the red ones, who attack the green ones, who attack the blue ones, who attack the yellow ones. So,
kind of races.
You can change your color.
Yes.
The alliance turrets change. So, maybe it can happen that if you place a red turret, for example, you just switch to blue or whatever, and that turret begins to attack you. The objective is to eliminate the enemy, the other player, pushing the turrets around the battlefield and shooting with the laser.
It's our first attempt made in something 3D, and somebody else. So we left after develop some other assets to be plenty with the later version because we ran out of time. But there's some nice animation and upper screen with the character, the 4 characters, and that's pretty much the game.
So hi everyone. We don't have a team name yet, but we have names. So this is Norbert, this is Richard, Leslie, Grill, Martin, Tobias, and I'm Thomas. And we're a pretty big team. So we made this game Super Fruit Punch. And it's about punching, and it's about fruit, and it's super juicy. And I would say, start it. Okay. So we have enemies coming in, and we just have to beat up the fruit, and we have to squeeze it to fill up the punch. And we have to get the recipes right, which you can see at the top. So they're missing one purple one. Okay, now squeeze it. Yeah. Now they all only have to throw the fruit into the mixer. Squeeze it. Yeah, squeeze it. We want to see some squeezing. Yellow ones. We need some yellow ones. If you squeeze one that's not in your recipe, then you lose that recipe and you lose your multiplier. I can rely. You have to watch out that they don't walk into the mixer at the bottom, because that might also mix up the recipe. And I think that we're somehow related to theme just because we have two players that look exactly the same and you don't know who you are. But that's not really intended. We planned on having a chameleon in the game, but we didn't get that quite done. So you can download the game from the Global Game Jam site and you can try it out. You can let us know some feedback or what you would want to change in the game, or if you just like it.
How much you will pay for the game? Do you want a Kickstarter?
And you can also send us your interpretation of our philosophical way of interpreting the theme of the Global Game Jam.
And if you send it to us, we can put it on the description and it won't look like we ignored the theme.
Yeah. You can play it upstairs. I want to say thank you. I hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.
So, like my first intention was a very deep game reflecting mechanics of like, no, I wanted to create deep mechanics that reflect like group behavior and stuff, but that didn't happen really. Like, this is really, yeah, talk.
Okay, hello, we're a team of two, and the game Tribe or Die is about a community of blobs, like as you can see, and your goal is to survive. So you have two classes in your tribe. The one are the hunters and the other are the gatherers. So it's always good to have a good balance between hunters and gatherers, because only the hunters can fend off those evil-looking Easter Island things. And the gatherers can only harvest the fruit from the bushes. So yeah, it's mostly a game about exploration. You run around, try to find more food, try to avoid attracting too many enemies, and yeah, just stay alive. And you can also find new recruits for your community here and there, and yeah, that's basically the main game. We initially wanted to include unemployed people, so we had a third class. Those were, I just tell you about it because we didn't have the time, but it was basically that you have people, if they stay too long in their job, hunter or gatherer, they would become bored and become unemployed. So they would ignore everything and just eat your food without contributing to the community. Yeah, it's a social analysis. So, but we didn't have the time, so right now everyone is working and having fun. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Silence, please!
Oh, you can see.
Should there be sound?
Yeah, it should be sound.
Very basic.
Hey!
Friday, Should it be sound again?
Yeah, it should be sound, but it's okay. It's pretty simple.
Did it just stop?
Wait.
Just keep going.
Idea if it's going to work. It's meant to be a 32-player game. We've tried it with maybe 6, so yeah, we'll give it a go. So if you can get out your phones, mobile devices, computers, whatever, and do this. Okay, wait, we have to try again. We don't know what that bug is. You'll be back,
172. So viele Leute.
One more go. Sad sound. Okay. Oh, this is sad. I don't know what this freezing thing is. What can we do? Yeah. Oh. One more time. We're gonna sort it out and you can play it upstairs after pizza maybe? Or down here after pizza? Okay, well we'll show you the game anyway. Even if you freeze soon, like now. So, we're all meant to be jumping around having a great time. Unfortunately it freezes. You have to avoid the crash. And yeah, just imagine how much fun we'd be having if you
Adventure time!
So yeah, MagnifiCat. And it's about the last toy standing in the UFO drama. One more time.
technology you we want music.
Node.js, WebSockets, and Unity.
Yeah, we need to. Obviously, it can cope with all the 6, but we'll sort it out and we'll have it working for you very soon, hopefully. Thank you very much.